On June 15, 2026, the tiny island nation of Cape Verde walked out onto the pitch of the massive Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta for their very first World Cup match. Waiting for them was a towering mismatch. On the other side of the pitch stood Spain, the reigning European champions and the second-ranked team in the world. Over the next 90 minutes, the Spanish squad controlled the game, holding the ball 70% of the time and firing 27 total shots at the Cape Verde net. This diagram illustrates a metric called expected goals, or XG. It calculates the probability of a team scoring based on the quality of their chances. Mathematically, Spain was projected to score over 2 goals. Cape Verde was projected to score nearly 0. But the final whistle blew on a 0-0 draw. The human factor that prevented those probabilities from becoming reality was a 40-year-old journeyman goalkeeper named Vozinha. To understand how the second-best team in the world failed to find the net, we have to analyze exactly how a player who turned professional a full decade late managed to outmaneuver them. Spain's development pipeline is built to produce teenage prodigies, like their star winger Lamine Yamal. Yamal was born in 2007, the exact same year Vozinha finally signed his first professional contract at the age of 25. This map traces his route. Instead of a premier academy, Vozinha's career required a grueling hunt for playing time through Angola, Moldova, and Cyprus. It eventually wound into Slovakia, and finally Portugal's second division, far removed from elite Champions League resources. He spent over a decade fighting for minutes in these low-profile environments, relying on a survivalist instinct to keep his career alive. 15 years of grinding in the shadows forged a level of resilience that academy-trained players rarely have to develop. He arrived in Atlanta essentially immune to the pressure of the moment. That resilience was immediately tested. As the first half ticked away on June 15th, tension mounted across the Spanish sideline as Cape Verde continued to hold the line. By the 39th minute, Spain abandoned their patient build-up and shifted their tactics, crowding the penalty area for close-range strikes. This tactical map shows the siege. Spain fired 7 direct shots on target, but Vozinha stopped every single one. He dropped instantly to deny Torres, tipped a Laporte header around the post, and immediately blocked Marino's attempt when Spain's reinforcements arrived. He managed this with virtually 0 offensive support. Throughout the match, Cape Verde recorded only 14 passes in the opponent's half, a record low. He absorbed a grueling 90 minutes of concentrated pressure from some of the world's most elite attackers, and secured a miraculous draw through sheer endurance. Cape Verde is a volcanic archipelago in the Atlantic Ocean with a population of under 500,000 people. In a single match, this squad secured their first ever World Cup point, becoming only the 7th team in tournament history to avoid defeat on debut. At 40 years and 12 days old, Vozinha became the oldest goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet on his World Cup debut, joining the company of legends like Peter Shilton and Dino Zoff. Leading up to 2026, critics of the 48-team expansion argued that the larger format would dilute the competition and produce lopsided blowouts for unqualified nations. Vozinha's performance challenged that narrative, demonstrating that an expanded field can spotlight hidden talent that previously lacked a path to the world stage. Growing up, his father wanted to name him after Argentine striker Jorge Valdano. Authorities refused, and his grandparents instead called him Vozinha, meaning little voice. This graph tracks the global reach of that voice. For 15 years, his social media following was a flat line at 50,000. On June 15th, it spiked to 2.2 million followers in hours. After the match, he said he had worked his whole life for this single moment, and that he would tell his 18-year-old self to be proud of the journey. This result shows that the timeline to success is rarely a straight line. What matters is refusing to quit when the world isn't looking, so that you are prepared when it finally is.